Welcome, everybody. You're in the right place. Welcome to Four-Step Roadmap to Master Your Art. You're in the right place, and I welcome you with my co-host, Lisa Debates from Seattle. Lisa, wave your hand.
Hello, everybody. Nice to have you here.
Hi there, Porter. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're in the right place, and we're still admitting some people, so I appreciate your patience. We'll try to start right on time. As usual, this is rather technical for some people because number one, when you clicked on the link in my email, you had to populate your calendar. I'm not sure everybody knows that they had to do that, so no worries. We're going to do the best we can as far as getting everybody in. Like 80 people signed up for the call, but that's always challenging with the tech. So let's just see where we're at. Please let us know where you are calling in from. So we have a little chat. And Lisa, do you want to talk about the chat?
Yes, depending on your device, if you're on your computer, you should see if you hover your mouse at the bottom of your computer, you should see the little chat window pop up, and you can get on there and just type in the chat, uh, everyone. And yes, Abby in Seattle, very good. Yes, just type where you're from. If you're on a tablet, it's probably up. There's three dots or more or something like that. Same with your phone. You're probably going to have to look for three dots or more, go over, and then it's going to say chat. And then you'll be able. Now, the only thing about it's possible on a tablet or a phone that when you go to the chat, you're going to lose us, right? Not that we're gone or anything, but you might not hear us. You might hear us. I don't know. It's the mobile things aren't as good as computers when it comes to a Zoom. So
Wow.
just go in and out. Go get your chat put in and then come back to us. And there should be an X at the top left or right of that chat, and then you just X that out and then you're back to us. And don't worry, you should never lose us unless you say leave. And so all you have to do is, you know how when you go to your device and you see all the apps you have open, look for the Zoom app and tap on that and you'll come right back to us.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa.
Mhm.
So I'm saying hello from Dallas, hello from Canada, Atlantic, Canada. That's Renee, Susan Leskin, Boston, Massachusetts, Clover in the Caribbean, Barbara from Asheville, Porter, Bonnie Anderson, Abby from Seattle. So she's a neighbor of yours, Lisa.
Yeah.
Clover
So
Lee.
cool.
Oh, West Indies. Welcome, West Indies. That's awesome. Yeah, we love seeing where you guys are from. So don't be shy. And how many of you are new to Zoom? Like have never been in a Zoom call before? Probably post-COVID, everybody's been on Zoom at some point, but
Yeah,
bunch of
we don't find too many people anymore that haven't been, but
that's very true.
sometimes.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, there we go. I got to keep
Yeah.
an eye on the waiting room, guys, and people are still coming on, so we really appreciate your patience. We try to start on time, but this is our first live event here with the four-step roadmap to master your art. Here comes Kim. Okay, all right. Hi, Terry. How are you, Terry Kofel? I know a few of you
Good,
because
Deb. How are you?
I'm great. I just saw you in Wisconsin at a super workshop. It was so much fun.
Yes, we did. It was great.
Yes, awesome. Thanks for being here, by the way.
You're welcome. I'm my pleasure to do it.
Thank you. Yeah, so just so that you guys know, a lot of you I don't know, as some of you I do know, because some of you are from my online art school, artandsuccess.com. So I have some questions while we're waiting for all of you. How many of you are here? Because art is just so easy that you don't have any questions, you don't have any struggles. Is there anyone here who's like that? Because you might be on the wrong call. I just want to let you know.
Yeah,
Or
we don't think it's easy.
if you guys have struggles, how about you list the top one struggle that you currently find in your studio right now, like as of right now? What's your number one struggle? And then I'm going to share some struggles of my own with you. Okay,
Yeah,
so we'll compare notes here.
put that in the chat.
Yes. And Lisa, you can read them off if you start to see a few
Okay.
struggles in there.
Ugly results, time sharing, motivation, picking up the brush. Isn't that sometimes the hardest?
Yes.
It really, really is. Yes. Finishing a painting, doing it, focal point.
Sorry, Lisa. I might have muted you.
Oops. Yeah.
I'm Go ahead and unmute Lisa. I'm perpetually.
Sorry, now I can't quit laughing because I do this to you all the time.
Yeah, she's done it to me too, guys. It's a two-way street around here.
That's right, you guys. I hope you don't mind. We don't intend to goof up, but we do try to have fun.
Hey, we're human. I am Mrs. I guess I am Mrs., but I'm totally not for perfection. How many of
No.
you are for perfection? Like, how many of you think perfection is what art is all about? Anybody? Raise your hand. No? Okay, then you're in the right place. I will tell you that for those of you who said like creating ugly paintings, you're going to find in this four-step roadmap that while I may not exactly mention the word ugly, that is one of the things that actually helped me was to embrace the ugly stage. So many of the things in my four-step roadmap came from a lot of hard work and failure. So this four-step roadmap is being shared with you today with all of my heart because of everything I've done in my lifetime. This 1 hour presentation is the summary of everything I wish I'd known on day one when I decided that I wanted to be an artist. I instead spent a good decade, number one, not painting at all. And this is after I started watercolor. And then I finally was able to put together this four-step roadmap in the latter years of my life. And I share it with all of you because let's face it, art is not easy. And for most of us, if somebody could hand you like these 4 steps, which absolutely, if you will do them and listen to this presentation all the way to the end, if that's all you do today and jot down notes, right? Write down number 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you leave this call at the end and only have that and actually do those 4 steps, I can almost guarantee you that you will get the results that all of the people I work with, all the artists I work with, including myself. So I don't just tell you this 4-step roadmap because I use it. I'm telling it to you because I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of students who've also used it and it worked for them as well. Otherwise, what's the point of sharing it? I'm not going to share something with you that only works for me. That would be crazy. So with that, I want to thank all of you for being here. And I want to really honor your time by starting on time. And I will tell you that before I created this 4-step roadmap, I did a survey of over 700 artists that I was working with. I asked them what their top 3 struggles were. And I then, and this is probably the left brain of me, I created this booklet. So Lisa, could you?
Let me spotlight
Yeah.
you.
I want
Yeah.
to show you this booklet because it's not thin. It's actually quite thick, okay? Now, what this is I asked 700 artists what their top 3 struggles were. I then compiled all the responses. So I've got paragraphs and paragraphs in here of top 3 struggles. And I was able to distill it down to the top 10. So the reason I asked you what your top 1 struggle was to find out if you're on my list, okay?
Ah.
So here they are. I'm gonna read them to you. This is my distillation of interviewing 700 artists. What are your top 3 struggles? Number 1, time. Number 2, color and design. Number 3, finishing my paintings, getting clarity. Number 4, painting large scale. Number 5, I have problems with my process. Number 6, I don't have confidence. Number 7, my studio is too small. Number 8, I get stuck. Number 9, I procrastinate. Number 10, I have fear. So how many of you, after hearing the top 10 struggles of over 700 artists just like you, and just like I used to be, can relate to these struggles? Please put in chat, say, yes, I can relate, okay?
Yes.
Because once everybody in the chat knows that everybody's on the same page, we all are going to get along just great. We're not here because we have all the answers. We're here because we struggle. Let's face it, art is not easy. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Christine. That is awesome. Okay, that's the first little tidbit I wanted to share with you. Then I also asked these 700 artists another question, and you're welcome to answer this as well while we're waiting for a few more people to pop on the call. I want you in chat to finish this sentence. If I could do anything with my art, I would what? What would you do if you could do anything with your art? It's like a dream, right? So go ahead and share. And while you're doing that, I'll share with you what a few people said. I'd have lots of curiosity, expression, vulnerability, courage, delight, mystery. One person said, I would bring it out to the world, which would mean that I trust that it's good enough in spite of not having an art degree and having started devoting a lot of time to it later in life. Keep going in the chat. I want you to finish that sentence. If I could do anything with my art, I would what? What would you do? Here's another one. I'd let my intuition and the materials themselves drive the bus. I'd keep my ego in the back seat, maybe even the luggage compartment. Here's another one. I would try and connect the work with my true self. So thank you, everyone, for filling that in the chat. I just want to give you something to think about. Again, share with students. Some of you are saying paint bigger and quicker. Don't we all want that? Yes, we do. Allow myself to explore more. Thank you, Jill. Keep those comments coming because, again, we are all in the same boat. But the good news, it's not the Titanic. It's a lifeboat, guys. You're here because this is a lifeboat. And I love you guys for being here and for being the artist you are. And I just like this really touches my heart because I'm here to help anyone who actually wants to have help. And what it comes down to is your passion. So if you're a passionate artist, I think that's why you're here, number one. And so we are going to get started right now. We got a lot of people here.
So should we tell people to put questions in the chat if they have any questions during the presentation? And you, depending on what's going on, you might be stopping the presentation if there's questions that need answered or if
Let
they
me
can
add
wait,
Lisa.
right?
So Lisa's my wonderful co-host. She's in Seattle. God bless her. Her smile, you guys, you don't know how loving and kind she is, but she's
Oh.
amazing. I want to tell, yes, thank you, Lisa. If during our presentation, which we're all going to watch together, all right, we're all going to watch it together. It's on my YouTube channel, but we're going to just watch it together. And during that time, you might be like, but Pam, I have a question. Okay, but instead of me stopping the presentation, please use the chat and type in the word question in all caps. What that's going to do is allow us at the end of the presentation, which is about 40 minutes, for us to identify your question and answer it after the presentation is over. Now, I may occasionally stop the presentation just because something popped into my head. I've been known to do that. Plus, yes, Lisa?
But that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, let's just say hopefully it's a good thing. But I still want to kind of stay on schedule here and
Yes.
respect your time. So
Okay.
we still have a few people coming on here, but
I'll catch them.
thank you. Okay, guys. So with that, are you ready to hear the 4-step roadmap to master your art? And you know what this lifeboat is all about? Okay, I will share my screen. Get over to my channel and let's see here. Gotta move this out of the way. Okay, so as soon as I hit the start button, guys, it's going to start and I'm going to mute myself and Lisa, maybe everybody could mute themselves. Okay, so
I'll get everybody muted and you hit the sound, right? Oh, yeah, we don't have to. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so here we go, everyone. 4-step roadmap to master your art. Hi there, my name is Pamela Caughey and I'm so excited you're here. In the next 60 minutes, I'll explain why my 4-step roadmap to master your art helped my own painting practice grow exponentially. For a while there, I kind of plateaued, I struggled, and I even quit painting for 10 years. But then I started doing these 4 things consistently, and many new doors opened for me. Galleries approached me, paintings sold, because I found my personal voice. When I shared this 4-step roadmap with other artists from all around the world, they grew their art practice exponentially too. So today, I'm sharing my 4-step roadmap with you so you can, number 1, deep dive into your own life experiences to make your art personal and authentic. Number 2, master the foundations of color and design. This is vital. Number 3, develop your authentic style quickly. And number 4, confidently share your art with anyone with total belief in yourself. This masterclass has 2 parts. Part 1 is the top 4 mistakes that keep you from being the artist you want to be. And part 2 is my 4-step roadmap to create art you love that attracts others and satisfies your soul. For artists who are sincere, passionate, and have a burning desire to succeed with their art, I have huge bonuses if you stay until the end, and I hope you'll be one of them. Hi there, my name is Pamela Caughey, and I'm a full-time studio artist. I've been painting for over 30 plus years, and I paint in 4 mediums and show my work in several great galleries. I've also had numerous solo exhibitions in galleries and museums, and I've taught live workshops around the world. After I received my Master of Fine Arts degree in 2010, I created my online art school, artandsuccess.com. It was a ton of work, but I was motivated to reach artists from around the world, of all levels, mediums, genres, and share my discoveries that set me free. Through Art and Success, I've helped thousands of artists from around the world paint work they love by first building a strong foundation in color and design and connecting their unique life experiences to the work they create. I've seen their confidence grow. I've seen them finish and share their work on social media, in galleries, and solo exhibitions. My coaching has helped these artists transform their paintings as I help them discover their unique artistic voice. Sue White says, "You made the whole painting process come together for me. Many artists have found me on my YouTube channel, but before I was an international art instructor, mentor, and coach, I knew what it was like to struggle, have self-doubts, and quit out of frustration. In fact, a few decades ago, I did quit painting. I felt like my art had plateaued. If you're feeling stuck, struggling, or you think you may be missing something, please listen carefully. There is a solution, and that's why you're here. I truly want you to succeed, and I know you can. You just need a mentor and a coach, and I'm happy to show you the way." Let's begin part 1 by talking about a few of the top 4 struggles we artists have. And yes, I've experienced all of these struggles too. Struggle number 1, workshops that teach technique or a new medium, but not how to get a great composition. Not only are workshops extremely costly, but it's also a bummer when you return home feeling lost, lonely, and like a ship without a sail. In the excitement of a live workshop, you can have lots of fun with others and learn a few things. But when you return home, what did you bring with you? You brought home another fancy technique or began a new medium, but you now realize this didn't solve your problem of wanting to create great art that looks like you. Each workshop tends to dilute your focus and spread you thin. I'll show you how my 4-step roadmap will help you focus on a firm studio foundation. All techniques can be added once your concrete foundation is in place. Struggle number 2, failing to show up consistently in your studio due to procrastination, fear of the blank canvas, and/or fear of failure. I'll show you how I overcame my own procrastination and fear of failure. It's all about the proper mindset, and once you learn it, you will show up without fear. Struggle number 3, feeling guilty or frustrated because you work in multiple styles or ways of expressing yourself. What if I told you this is an amazing gift and sign of your creativity? There is an easy way to harness your creativity for life. This is a key step in my 4-step roadmap to master your art. Struggle number 4, you're great at starting a painting, but you frequently get stuck and are unable to consistently finish your work. In order to master your art, you need to finish it. It comes down to that solid concrete foundation of color and design, and once you've mastered it, you'll have it for life. Everything begins with the foundation. Other fun tools like fancy techniques and more mediums can be added, but foundation first. Do any of these struggles sound familiar? Well, they certainly do to me. I had all of these struggles, but after 3 decades of stumbling around, I was able to overcome them. The key was creating a process called my 4-step roadmap to master your art. This is the framework I follow, and many other artists have joined me to experience the success they've always wanted. Whether you crave more confidence, belief in yourself as an artist, courage to show or sell your work, or make your art the truest and greatest expression of yourself, you can do it. How do I know? Because I did it, and so did my students. And if we can do it, so can you. So here are some comments by my students on how I've helped them overcome their struggles. Ryan says, "I put that struggle aside and embraced the no fear exercise. I knew I would enjoy it, but what a joy." Indu Shaw writes, "Having an identity as an artist has given me a lot more confidence in myself." Let's begin part 2, my 4-step roadmap to master your art. Here is step number 1. You need to take a look in your mirror and see that everything, good, bad, and ugly, that has happened to you can lead to the most important content of your art. Your life is the basis for your artistic DNA. No one has this but you. When artists come to me struggling and unfulfilled, I help them carefully peer into the memories of their soul. I ask them to look straight into the mirror of their life, past and present. This is your mirror of authenticity. What makes you, you, and unlike anyone else? The mirror I'd like you to use does not reflect what's on the outside, but rather what's on the inside. Look at what inspires you, amuses you, and makes you smile. Be aware of colors, textures, shapes, and lines that you could use to express your feelings about what you see in the mirror. Your mirror is special. It also shows you your past. Your past history has both happy and sad, ups and downs, joy and sorrow. And as an artist, it's all of your experiences that will help you express your most personal, authentic art. Inside each of us is the heat of fire, the cold of ice, the smooth of the tumbling sea pebbles, and memories of the tree you climbed as a child. Therein lies your own personal voice, ready to be mined and cultivated, but it takes time. This doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly is not easy. This is why so many artists skip this part and go for easy, rather than meaningful. Don't allow this common mistake to happen to you. Let your art come from a place of depth, emotion, experience, and belief. Start doing this right now so you can create art that reflects what you value, what you love, and the life experiences that you've had. This art will be the most authentic art that reflects your artistic DNA. In my case, my 10-year drought happened because I only painted what was pretty, but that was a facade. I failed to paint my reality with all my failures, mistakes, and hardships that were a huge part of my life. Once I started mining my life for clues, I created 3 significant bodies of work, 2 of which led to solo museum exhibitions. Never underestimate the power of content your life can give your art. In step 1, you'll begin mining your life for gold, discovering invaluable clues about who you are. You will then learn how to translate who you are into meaningful, fulfilling art. The artists I coach already know I call this step Discover Your Soul. Take a very close look at who you are and everything you've experienced in life, the good and the bad, the hard and the easy, the happy and sad, the triumphs and failures. We all have them. Please take a moment right now and look around you. Where are you sitting? Do you like a soft, cushiony, curvy chair or a mid-century modern decor? What do you see around you that you've collected for decades? Figurines, tapestries, or pebbles from the beach? What are you wearing? Bright colors, mostly black, pastels, or jeans and a t-shirt? What do you see outside your window? Do you feed the birds? Each of your answers is a meaningful clue. The more you can express the meaning of your life in your art, the more real it will be and the more happy you will be. As we conclude step 1 in your roadmap to master your art, pay close attention to the world around you and what you see and what you love. You will soon connect the common threads that will enter your art and make it just like you, what you love. To truly discover your personal voice in your art, you need to pay attention. Soon, you will incorporate the colors, lines, shapes, textures into your art, and you will know this is you. In step number 2, I'll show you how to use the 7 design elements so your ideas, beliefs, and life experiences can be transformed into visually appealing art that's 1000% you. When you create art you love that reflects your life, the joy in your art will be visible to all, and collectors love to buy this kind of authentic work too. Knowing what matters to you is a huge revelation as an artist. But how do you put those things that are uniquely you onto the canvas or panel to create meaningful, compelling paintings? And how do you do this no matter what medium or genre you are interested in? Well, it all comes down to this. You need to know how to translate your life, beliefs, ideas, memories, and things you love into artwork that reflects these things. And this is why you absolutely must understand how to use the very same tools that the masters used before you. Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Picasso, Norman Rockwell, all had the very same tools you are using right now. These tools are called the 7 design elements that make up the visual language of art. I call this VLA for short, and you're probably already familiar with them, and here they are. Line, color, shape, size, texture, direction, and value. Gosh, these words sound so simple. We all know these words, and you're probably rolling your eyes right now. But wait, if these words are so simple, why is it so challenging to find your own unique way to express yourself when you paint? Just like the letters of our alphabet, the combinations and possibilities are infinite. It's up to you, the artist, to arrange them in a composition. And this is why you must get to know these letters of the alphabet like the back of your hand. The more you do this important work, the more painting will become second nature, easier, and a lot more fun. Here's Rob Smales. Doing a deep dive into each of the design elements in a clearly structured way is the best method I've found to get a consistent art practice going that is free from fear and procrastination. The 7 design elements are your power tools of art. Use them to create dynamic compositions that feature who you are. Over the last 12 months, I've worked with over 700 artists. Each had different lives and therefore different stories to tell in their paintings using these 7 design elements. Each design element can play a primary or subordinate role in your work. How you choose to combine these design elements is how you will tell your personal story in paint. If it really comes down to just 7 design elements, doesn't it make sense to spend your time dissecting what each one means to you personally? So here's design element number 1. There are endless ways to use line in your work and endless materials such as store-bought pens, markers, brushes, but you may not realize the power of tools that you make yourself. Have you ever made your own mark-making tools? Making my own brushes helped me expand my mark-making tool chest. Some of these marks would have been unimaginable. Valerie Payne. Design element number 2. Another design element you're completely aware of is color. The word color sounds so simple, yet it can be warm or cool, bright or dull, transparent or opaque, light, mid-tone, or dark. It can be harmonious or discordant. It just depends on what you are trying to say with your art. Do you have colors you love and colors in your paint box you avoid? What if you could find a way to use every single color you have in a way that makes you happy? Do you doubt that you can do this? Well, I did until I discovered it was possible to find a way to love those colors that were difficult to use. The key is mixing your colors and knowing how to get the result you want. Do you want to master the art of color mixing? I hope you said yes. So what color should you use? Well, it depends not only on your mood and what you love, but also on what colors are next to them in your painting. Color is infinite, but the art of mixing colors can be learned. The colors you love must be discovered so you can use them to express who you are. Without this knowledge, your colors may not express who you really are at all. And this is why color mastery is a must. Work on studies or swatches until color mixing becomes easy and effortless. You want mixing the perfect color to become second nature to you. Design element number 3, shape. Shape is another design element that you are no doubt familiar with. But who are you when it comes to shapes you love? Do you love nature? Then you love organic curvilinear shapes. Do you love shapes you create yourself or shapes you see in the real world? Do you love rectilinear shapes, man-made shapes, or symbolic ones? You have many choices. In my painting, Walk the Dog, notice the many types of shape I have: rectilinear, curvilinear, some in a grid, and a wide variety of edges. Shape is one of your most important design elements when it comes to personal voice. Design element number 4, size. Size often varies in a composition. It's really important to explore both ends of the spectrum, from really large to very small. Remember, variety is the spice of life. Vary the size of the elements in your compositions to see how it feels. You might find varying the size of your design elements entertaining and interesting. Explore size differences until you know what you love. Design elements number 5 and 6, texture and direction. Texture and direction are 2 elements that often work together. Many different kinds of texture can have many different directions, causing lots of chaos. You may think that color's the problem, or the composition, or the shapes, but the culprit may be the multiple directions your texture is moving your eye. And texture is tricky. While it can be fascinating, it often has many directions. Think of visible brushstrokes or wallpaper with a floral pattern. Too much visual texture can lead to a confusing number of directions in your composition. Look for clues in your own life to know whether you like quiet areas or crowded spaces. It will help you know how you feel about texture and direction. Design element number 7, value. Last but not least, value is one of the most impactful design elements you will ever use in your art. If you don't master this one, creating powerful art consistently will be very, very difficult. Value simply means how light or dark a color is, but your eyes see value well before it sees color. Focus on value first and color second. Once again, this sounds deceptively simple, but Rembrandt loved dark values, the Impressionists favored midtones, and modern artists often manipulate lights, midtones, and darks. When you learn to master value, you'll understand why you're stuck and how to move forward quickly about 80% of the time. This is one of the most important areas of design that I help my students with. It's absolutely essential. In my large-scale painting circus, converting sections to black and white show the presence of all 10 values, but this is a choice. To summarize strategy number 2, the 7 design elements are line, color, shape, size, texture, direction, and value. You can see how they work together to form the visual language of art. Focus on exploring your personal feelings, likes and dislikes for each design element so you know how to use them to paint your own story. Master how to use these design elements in your own personal way to express your artistic DNA. And now for step number 3. Let's dive into painting in a way that you can discover your artistic voice quickly. Wouldn't you rather see your voice appear quickly rather than spend decades pondering like I did? The secret here is to work in a series to create 4 to 6 works at a time that really allow you to express what you're interested in. Let's look at a few examples from some of my students who've worked in a series. Belinda Persolia of Sydney, Australia expresses her love for pattern, color, and shape to depict her magical world around her. Always unique, always Belinda. Rob Smales uses geometry, harmonious color, and often depicts the figure or his environment. Cynthia Lee often uses her own poetry to inspire her work. In this body of work, Circling the Square, Cynthia created open space to allow reflection on the beautiful mark-making and harmonious colors. In Marie Hove's Encaustic series, she explores warm versus cool, textured versus smooth, and calm versus energetic. The key to a cohesive voice is repetition with variation of colors, shapes, lines, etc. that you gravitate toward. As you build your confidence, you'll see how one series leads to the next, increasing your momentum and productivity. And now we move on to step number 4 in my 4-step roadmap to master your art. And here it is. Use your visual language of art to speak and write about your work as you share your work with others. A work of art is not completed until it's seen. Now that you're creating some pretty great art that reflects what you love and who you are, being able to talk and write about your art will help you achieve much higher levels of success. To be a truly successful, confident artist, it's simply not enough to create stunning paintings. It's important to share it, talk about it, and write about your work so others can understand your artistic point of view. Here are some artists I work with sharing their work with others. On the left is Robert Simmons exhibiting in Hamilton, Montana, and Marie Hove with her beautiful encaustic work in Larvik, Norway. Heck, you may even start winning awards and have to answer the question, is your work for sale? Like our wonderful Lisa Debates. Lisa has been juried into many, many shows and received prestigious awards. Way to go, Lisa. And for those artists who have no desire to sell their work, wouldn't it be great if you could create fabulous art you love and also talk and write about it without getting tongue-tied? With these capabilities, you'll want to show your work to others. Becoming fluent in the visual language of art empowers you, makes you confident so you can talk to anyone about your work and explain what inspires you. Now let's review my 4-step roadmap to master your art. Step number 1, do the necessary deep soul searching by looking in the mirror to see your life, past and present. Write your story in paint as you reflect on who you are deep inside, your values, beliefs, and what you love. Step number 2, use your time wisely. Focus on the 7 design elements. They are the alphabet you will use to create your personal visual language of art. And step number 3, work in a series to create 4 to 6 works at a time that really allow you to express yourself. Step number 4, use your visual language of art to not only paint, but speak and write about your work as you share your work with others. Now let's hear from a few artists I've worked with who've used these strategies.
The VLA, oh my gosh. I think that probably was almost like the missing piece for me in a way in my artistic journey. Being able to have the visual language of art and apply it to my work and my process helped me understand my process a lot more.
Imagine how amazing your art will be when you start applying my 4-step roadmap to become the artist you've always wanted to be.
I learned so much from ASM that I hardly know where to start. The visual language of art has helped me a lot. I can speak to anyone now about art, and before I would be tongue-tied. So now I can speak intelligently about the different elements of art. As far as ASM encouraging me to seek out who am I? Who am I as a person? Who am I as an artist? That's been a big game changer for me.
Imagine how amazing your art will be when you start applying my 4-step roadmap to become the artist you've always wanted to be. We're almost at the end of this masterclass. You made it. Now I want to show you how we can work together to reach your goals. While I just shared my 4-step roadmap to master your art with you, we've really only scratched the surface. I have so much more to share with you. And after decades of working as a professional artist, painting hundreds and hundreds of paintings, and having numerous gallery and museum exhibitions, I want to share everything I can to help you succeed. I created my easy-to-follow 4-step roadmap and tested it with over 700 artists to see if this roadmap would also work for them. And guess what? It did. In fact, it works so well that artists of all levels are growing leaps and bounds, showing and selling their work and enjoying great success. I was beyond thrilled to see their confidence skyrocket and their paintings soar to new heights. These 700 artists I coached came from all different backgrounds and levels of experience. They painted in all different mediums and genres, but they used my 4-step roadmap to master their art in my brand new online course, Art Success Masters, a comprehensive journey where you experience transformation in your art, one masterclass at a time. The lessons follow my personal roadmap to success, allowing each artist to customize the lessons and dig deeply into the most important lessons I share from my 30+ years of experience taking multiple workshops, courses, and getting my MFA. Please take advantage of this opportunity to shorten your learning curve and elevate your growth. Unlike my own circuitous path, you can now master your art in months, not decades. I'll show you how to power through paintings you're stuck on and give you lots of powerful tools in color, design, and composition. When I created each masterclass, I asked myself, what do I wish I would have learned at the very start that would have saved me decades of wasted time as I scrambled with bits and pieces of information that I couldn't piece together? The answers are all neatly and clearly organized in this course, with 50+ hours of video content, lessons, and exercises for you to learn from as you go at your own pace. If you'd like to travel your journey with more personal attention from me and access to our experienced artists who tested this course, you can add our pro membership to help you along the way. Art Success Masters will expand your creative process and guide you every step of the way. I'll help you clear many hurdles so you can truly master your art. Since joining ASM, I've been exhibiting and selling my work. I'm now equipped to critique my own work in a way I was never able to prior to working through the master classes. Jennifer Say. Most important of all, ASM will bring a new meaning to your life and artistic journey. You'll have the chance to look over my shoulder and learn from my 30+ years of experience as I developed and followed the same roadmap, which I now share with others so they can have phenomenal success. You'll feel the difference in this professional, comprehensive college-level course. You'll feel confident using it because it's been rigorously tested and streamlined with only the most important must-have content included. The attention to detail is what makes Art Success Masters the most elite, self-paced online program for artists available anywhere at any price. At least that's what my students tell me.
I just want to take a moment and say I really appreciate, kind of echo what a lot of people are saying, but want to say it to you, that I so appreciate ASM, Pro, the Facebook group, everything. It's just, it's been taken me to another level, and I definitely feel like I can solve my own problems. And I go back and I redo stuff from ASM and it helps me again, and I do see it in a new way. I just wanted to pop in and say that, and thank you, Pam, really.
You're invited to enroll now. I've broken everything down into bite-sized steps for a truly effective high-level art education. You can go at your own pace or go through the course together if you join our Pro membership. I've included fun, inspiring videos, full-color PDFs, challenges, and painting exercises to help you master the visual language of art, one design element at a time. Art and Success Masters is absolutely my premier course. I'm creating art with more confidence and clarity on my creative process. Carmen Bruin. In Masterclass 1, you'll begin your professional artistic journey with ASM, starting with an intensive look at your life through your mirror of authenticity. You'll collect clues from your own unique life experiences and document what you love in Masterclass 1. After you've collected your clues and have a better understanding of what you want to express in your art, you'll go through Masterclasses 2 through 6, exploring the 7 design elements as well as 8 abstract compositions. You'll learn how to loosen up and play as you do a deep dive in the 7 elements of design: line, color, shape, size, texture, direction, and value. These classes will help you create your own personal lexicon, your own unique visual language of art. You'll identify your likes, dislikes, and loves. Most artists never do this, not even in grad school. I designed these comprehensive but fun exercises and projects for serious artists who wish to reinforce and build their personal voice from the ground up. You'll need to do the work to get results. Our Pro community will really help you stay in the game, show up and do the work. And again, the Pro membership is optional, but I highly recommend it for the very best results from this program. In Master Classes 7 through 9, you'll work in a series. Once you have a better understanding of the 7 design elements on their own, you'll be painting a new series in your studio in the next 3 master classes to put your new knowledge to use. I'll guide you as you watch my pre-recorded critiques and downloadable PDFs as you move through each lesson. The PDFs have lots of prompts to help you learn lots of ways to get unstuck. By the time you get to this master class, you're well on your way to creating a personal body of work you're extremely proud of. The last 2 master classes, 10 and 11, will help you finish your work and clarify your personal voice. Here are some works recently finished by my students. As you go through master classes 10 and 11, I'll guide you and help you understand the critical steps needed to finish your series of work. You'll learn how to know when your work is finished based on numerous videos, checklists, and PDFs. Once you complete these 2 master classes, you'll be amazed how small final touches can make a huge difference in the final stages of finishing your paintings. Each master class is designed to help you be able to self-critique your work. You will become your own best, reliable critic, and you won't need to ask anyone else if your painting is finished. I'll show you what questions to ask yourself, so you will just know. I provide several checklists and PDFs to help you successfully complete your series of paintings. In Masterclass 12, it's time to celebrate the completion of your series. Completing the Art Success Masters course is a very high level of achievement. After all 12 master classes, you'll know who you are as an artist and what you love. You'll have a concrete foundation of design and color, and the art you create will continue to improve the more you paint. You now have the gift of knowledge that rivals my MFA and beyond. You'll know how to work in a series to express your personal voice. Using the visual language of art, you'll be able to paint your best art and talk and write about it too. This total command of your art will pave the way to your highest goals, whether it's juried shows, winning awards, or exhibiting in galleries and selling your work. Unlike any other online course out there, you'll receive a signed and dated certificate of completion from me, your instructor. I'll publish your work on my artandsuccess.com teaching website, and we'll have a live Zoom grad celebration. Unlike a lot of online courses out there, Art Success Masters is a lifetime access course. Each time you repeat these master classes, you'll experience a whole new level of accomplishment. With lifetime access, Art Success Masters allows you to travel this journey again and again for a one-time investment. Each time you take the ASM journey, you'll truly marvel at the fine-tuning you'll experience in your art, the result of an ever-increasing sensitivity to your personal visual language of art. You'll have lifetime access to 120 plus different lessons with over 50 plus hours of video content, downloadable checklists, full-color PDFs, supply lists, instructions, demos, and recorded live conference calls on color, design, and abstract compositions. The ASM program leaves no stone unturned. ASM provides clear, step-by-step lessons. It's very important to go through every single lesson in order. Don't skip around because I've laid everything out in an order that's cumulative. Each video lesson and exercise will help you build a very solid, concrete foundation to build on for the rest of your life. The lessons will sharpen and solidify the most important concepts you must have to consistently create cohesive bodies of work. You can go at your own pace or join our pro group for more interaction, personal help from me, and our wonderful community. When creating each and every lesson, I asked myself, of all I've learned in 30 plus years, what are the most important things I wished I would have known 30 years ago? It's all inside this course. All my years of training consolidated into 12 months of clear, concise lessons that follow my roadmap to master your art. ASM is the most comprehensive online course that will walk you step by step through 12 unique master classes. It wasn't until I invested in myself that I was able to really unlock my true artistic potential, and this is what I want for you. I created ASM so you could avoid the stumbles and roadblocks that I had. Why waste precious time? This course consolidates the hundreds of artist books, workshops, private mentoring, and lessons that I learned while getting my MFA, all in one place so you can focus on streamlining your precious time. In Masterclass 1, I'll show you how to discover your soul, dig deeply into who you are through exercises and 18 video tutorials, 3 hours of content and downloadable PDFs, valued at $1,900. Masterclasses 2 through 6 are deep dive explorations into your personal responses to the 7 design elements, one at a time. And over the last year, I added 18 brand new projects and exercises to these masterclasses. So each year you go through the course, you'll have new engaging challenges to keep you motivated and inspired. These deep dive design classes and extra challenges are valued at $6,000. I'll show you how to recognize and develop your personal preferences. You'll learn how to use what you love to masterfully create compositions with these 7 design elements. Remember, these are the 7 letters of the alphabet to help you paint your story. Imagine finally identifying the most important way of using the design elements to express who you are, not somebody else. No other online course or workshop will help you like this one does. In Masterclasses 7 through 9, you'll begin an exciting journey as you create a series of paintings incorporating the golden nuggets of your life that you discovered in Masterclass 1 and your unique preferences of the design elements that you discovered in Masterclasses 2 through 6, valued at $4,600. As you create your own series of work, I'll help you learn to problem solve and overcome roadblocks of the past. You'll be amazed how differently you look at the whole painting process with joy instead of dread. You'll focus on your series and spend time painting, exploring your personal voice, finding your gems, and clarifying what you love in your art. Finally, in Masterclasses 10 through 12, we're going to clarify your paintings, finish them, and it's time to celebrate your growth and achievement as an artist. And the activities we do put the absolute cherry on the top. 3 things happen when you complete the ASM course. Number 1, as an ASM grad, you can submit your series of work to receive a certificate of completion, signed and dated by me. Number 2, we have a live Zoom graduation ceremony for our ASM grads, and you can invite your friends and family to admire your artwork and cheer you on. Number 3, your grad artwork gets published on my online art school website, artandsuccess.com. This is great publicity and exposure, especially if you don't already have a website. This is valued at $800. The total value of the ASM course is $13,300, which may sound like a lot, but I paid this much for one mentorship. I also easily paid 10 times this amount as I look back at all the college courses and expensive mentorships I took. But because I want this to be accessible to the many artists who are serious and want to reach their highest potential, I now offer this course for only $2,500. Gosh, $2,500 is less than the cost of one in-person workshop. For those who missed this masterclass you just listened to, the price is $2,500, which is an amazing price for this college-level education valued at over $13,000. But remember I told you I'd have special bonuses for those who stay until the end? Well, here they are. Bonus number 1, because you stayed till the end, I'm offering you an additional $500 off the price, so the total is just $2,000 with several payment plans available. You can even get started for as little as $400 today. Bonus number 2. This one is huge. You'll get my powerful design and personal color online course, PDPC, for free, which retails on its own for $5.99. This course will show you how to create 16 cohesive paintings in 4 limited color palettes. Bonus number 3. Get extra support, guidance, hand-holding, and TLC by joining our optional Pro membership group, dedicated artists who beta tested this course. This is a powerful community of serious artists who will inspire you as you go through each and every masterclass. Normally, this membership is $30 a month. With this bonus, you'll pay just $20 a month, and that's 30% off. And you can easily add this to the ASM course at checkout right now. This monthly membership will help you learn and grow right alongside these artists of all different backgrounds, levels, and styles. Having me right there to coach and help you on live Zoom calls, priceless. Bonus number 4. You'll get a set of Paul Damaris oil sticks, which I personally love, and you'll get 6 Baltic birch panels and 2 basswood frames by Rex Art. Now that's for U.S. artists only. That's a $150 value. Bonus number 5 is a PDF curriculum workbook. Have this printed out, have it spiral bound, and you'll always know where you are along the ASM journey. A $100 value. All these bonuses add up to over $1,400. Sign up now as spaces are limited and you don't want to miss out on these bonuses. Instead of paying the full price of $2,500, you'll pay only $2,000 with several payment plans to make this completely affordable. So right now you have 2 choices. You can follow my 4-step roadmap to master your art on your own, or you can enroll now in my Art Success Masters program for $500 off the retail price. Instead of paying the full price of $2,500, you'll pay only $2,000 with several payment plans to make this completely affordable. For less than the cost of one live workshop, airfare, tuition, hotel, food, you can have everything in ASM with lifetime access. That's 12 college-level master classes that take you by the hand as you travel on my 4-step roadmap to master your art. Imagine this. It's finally time for you. You now have before you a roadmap to follow as I take you by the hand and help you become the unique artist you always wanted to be. Imagine a day when you have finished a series of paintings that are cohesive and communicate to others, "This is me." Imagine how this feels. You're so confident in your work because you know deep down this is the best work you've ever created. You're proud to show it, talk about it, and even write about it. And all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. So if you're ready to get started building your artistic journey with me from the ground up and transform your art, build confidence and belief in yourself, and follow my crystal clear, concise, easy to follow roadmap built from over 30 plus years of my experience, it's your time. Join me now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found my 4 top strategies to master your art inspiring. Just know it's worked for hundreds of others and it will work for you too. So goodbye for now, and thank you for sharing your precious time with me today. I hope to welcome you into the ASM program and Pro membership too.
Hi there.
Hi there. Okay.
So do you want me to put the link in? We've had a few people asking. Are we ready for that?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do that.
Okay.
At least
I got
do
it.
my Okay, guys. So at this point, what I would like to do is answer any questions you may have about the training. Like I said, you may walk away from this and you've now learned my 4 steps that I use. And Lisa, do you use these 4 steps as well?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Still, because I'm always learning and growing and starting new work and new
Right.
series and getting stuck and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
in my belt, my tool belt, right? So I
That's
take it out and use what I need when I need it.
That's right. And if anybody from my artandsuccess.com school would like to, say a few words, how about you, Terry? Would you like to say a few words? I'm going to add you to our spotlight here. Okay, Terry, if you unmute, that would be great.
I was just in muting and it disappeared when it happened.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I would. I've known Pam, or I've known Pam a couple years now. I've been to 2 workshops with her. I started painting in 2018. I started painting fluid art to begin with, and then I moved into abstract, traditional abstracts in about 3 years ago. I started taking her, I was lurking on YouTube, like probably a lot of you are. I saw her art and I started listening to her and what I thought she could do for me. And I watched all that, and I went to some other instructors and I went to their workshops and I still couldn't finish paintings. I'm like, what's that about? So I listened to Pam and she promised that I could, and I went to her workshop and I went to ASM and now I can finish painting. So
Awesome, Terry.
anyway, yeah, that's one of the main things that I do use the 4-step program now. And I think that it's really all about the value, learning the values, learning the visual language of art, learning to know how to look at your values. And I've been doing it 2 years now, and I can proudly say that now after doing that, I can do all those things. I can look at a composition and know what to do now. It's been a process, but I think that going through her workshops are the only way I could have possibly gotten there.
Wow. Thank you, Terry. That's so amazing. Yeah, and I love seeing you in these new workshops that we have and online, our live Zoom calls, and you're such a presence and such a giver. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, because it's really changed how I do art now.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I'm very excited from getting back from the last workshop to start again.
Thank
I'm
you.
so inspired and so ready to get going.
Well, thank you so much for that. Keep up the great work. Yay. Okay.
Let's see. Somebody just asked about the start date, and I did put that in the comment, and it is the 21st, I believe. That's the Thursday is the first Zoom call that we will have together to do the kickoff, right, Pam?
That's our kickoff. And one little unadvertised thing for the first, say 25 people who enroll, you get a free workshop. Now it's been pre-recorded, but it's all about how to start your paintings without fear and get them talking to you. So that's just a little extra bonus that I didn't talk about in that presentation. So that's valued at $300. It's a 2-hour workshop, and I'll give you the supply list so you can get started, get off to a really great start. Are there any questions right now? And I really appreciate all of you who are still here. Perhaps you have questions. Would anyone like to post a question in chat or raise their hand?
There were a couple of really great questions. Of course, everybody always wants to know where you got your shirt that you had on for the video.
Okay, well, I can put that in chat. There it is.
Yeah.
It's called Zero Pan.
That's always, everybody always loves that
It's a
shirt.
like a men's clothing site. And I don't ask me how I found it. I just saw somebody else wearing it, and I asked them the very same question. I I got it, and it's now has holes in the elbows, and I've had to patch it. But you know what? I'm just going to wear that thing until it's completely threadbare.
And that just makes it look better, right?
Yes, that's right. So,
Okay, Abby H wants to know about scholarships that you mentioned in your email. Can you talk about that?
yes, I'd like you to reach out to me. The scholarships, there are scholarships available for those who really need them. It's kind of a need-based arrangement. And what I want to be sure of is that you are a passionate artist who is willing to do the work, because as we all know, I can lead you to my course, but if you don't pop it open, if you don't go through the classes and do the work, you're not going to have any success. And I don't want that to happen. So just reach out to me, and I'm going to put in my email where you can do that. support@artandsuccess.com. Now, this is a special email. It's not the same one that I let you know about this event with, because this particular email is the one which creates a ticket, which means I don't lose it in the like hundreds of emails I get every day. Okay.
And then Kim Iberg asked, how often are the Zoom calls? And I just put in chat every 2 Thursdays, correct, Pam?
Yeah, we have it every other week on a Thursday,
Yeah.
unless my schedule conflicts, because I
Yeah,
might be,
that's
unable
right.
to do it on a Thursday, but usually we try to keep it 2 Thursdays. And it's usually from about 2 to 3 p.m. my time. I live in Montana, but we always have like a invite where we list all the time zones. And yeah, so that's pretty much the time.
And then Deborah Crosby said, what if you want to do the course and aren't ready for the pro course? And I'm not sure I understand. Do you understand, Pam? She might
Well,
need to.
yeah, sure. The pro membership is an add-on. It's not, that's totally optional. It's for people who want a sense of community. Perhaps you want a little bit of like energy coming from a community that of like-minded artists. So then you would add on that pro membership at 30% off, but not everybody wants that. And if you're completely like independent minded and you don't need any help in that area, then you don't have to add that pro membership, but you can add it at any time. And once you join ASM, if you choose to add it months later, I'll always give you that 30% off. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the special goes, it's always like, I don't know how long I'll have the special. So it is kind of the best time is now, because we do as a group in pro, we start again in August, this coming the week of the 18th, like Lisa said. So that's the advantage. And that's why I do these live calls right now, is to give you the opportunity of like going together as a group. But if you are not that kind of person and you can work independently, I encourage you to do that as well. You can start anytime. You can have the course for a lifetime access, which is something very rare in the online course space. And yeah, so great questions.
Now, yeah, these are great questions. Peggy asked, it is self-paced, but there is the start date. And I just want to mention, the ASM course is self-paced and you get that for a lifetime. The pro membership is
A
not for a
subscription.
lifetime.
Yeah,
It is a
correct.
membership, right? Subscription. And the only way you get access to the live Zoom calls is through the pro membership. So it is so worth it, because I think I put a comment down there. This is where we get the biggest opportunity to have time with Pam. Everybody always wants time with Pam. She's so amazing. She answers questions, you guys, and we inspire her. And like she said at the beginning of the video, something will pop in her head. She'll stop what she's doing and then we'll take off on a whole new thing that has changed our lives, like VLA. That changed and spark. I mean, it's just really amazing. I just want everybody to know how incredible this program is and how incredible Pam is for listening to us and helping us, answering our questions. All we have to do is be there. All we have to do is participate and ask questions.
Yes.
Right, Pam?
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. That's awesome. Yes, and I see Mary's question here. Some examples for step one to dig deep into what you really love. There are so many things. Yes. And that's why in Masterclass 1, I will tell you some members have taken the whole year in that one masterclass. It's not that there's a whole lot of like, say, videos or PDFs or anything like that, but it's maybe the very first time you ever thought about what you really want from your art. And I posted this question in our Facebook group in Pro recently, and I said, or maybe it was an email that I sent out to everybody. When's the last time you as an artist thought about what you yourself want to paint? Or are you so influenced by what your spouse will think, what your kids will think, what your friends will think, what your relatives will think, what the outside world thinks? I mean, we live in a world that's highly critical. Plus, we carry around our left brain with us. We can't exactly detach it. And there's no part of our body more critical than our left side of the brain. I'm that way. I started to pursue biochemistry, so I know that I have that analytical side, and it was really, really hard for me to get away from that. So everything in my training is to reframe how I look at art. So if my left brain is saying, Pam, that's really, really ugly. What in the world are you doing? Why don't you just hang it up? I reframe it as, okay, um, this is what's happening in my painting. I have too many shapes. Let me just clarify down some of the shapes. Let me get rid of some of the shapes. The colors are not what they lack harmony. So how do I get harmony? So that's where I start to be in a positive way, break down why I feel it's not working. I don't say it's ugly though. I mean, I'm fine with saying it's ugly. But if you feel like you have an ugly painting, all you have to do is reframe the conversation to, okay, why is it ugly? Break that down.
Ugly isn't bad.
Yeah, ugly is good. My
Yeah.
whole thing is the reason ugly is good, you guys, is because once you identify what in the painting is making you feel like it's ugly, like let's say it's muddy colors, but muddy colors are actually called grays. There are all kinds of beautiful grays. And if you love color, you might want to become a master of grays, but you wouldn't know that if somebody didn't tell you. You're going to start throwing every color you have, thinking I love color, but until you understand the value of grays, you're not going to get it. So again, it's teaching yourself how to constructively think. And that helps you to move forward very quickly instead of wasting time and not being able to recreate your best paintings. Like if you have a great painting, you need to understand why it worked. And if it didn't work, you need to understand why it didn't work, right? That's what
Yes.
I give you the information for, because that is the most valuable thing I found in my studio.
I do have a question farther up in the chat that said, are we encouraged to make work all along or do the course then make work?
No, this is a absolutely interactive course. The only thing I ask is that you start with Masterclass 1 and you give it your best shot. Now that if you're struggling with the questions, don't worry. Do the best you can. It's always do the best you can the first time through. Then you go into Masterclass 2 through 6 is all about the design elements. You're gonna start filling your design and color toolbox to the brim. Now that's just your first time through ASM because you have lifetime access. You're going to go through this course for the rest of your life. That's what we do in Pro. We kind of start over in August, but you can jump in spring. You don't have to start at any particular time. It's completely self-paced. And then you start to create your series, and then we learn how to finish our paintings, and then we graduate, and then we start over again. So it's kind of like once you've got the 4 steps down and you understand why we do it that way, because it's a very consecutive process. One thing builds on the last thing. You gain confidence and you know you can do it again and again. And you gain your knowledge changes and you change. Your paintings change. Your paintings get better. And it gets more fun. I mean, I love to paint now, but ask me that 20 years ago, I feared my studio. I dreaded it. I didn't know what was working or why it was working, and yeah, not good. So, well, I do have a quick little, if nobody has any questions right off the bat, I'm just going to do a quick share. So I had, yeah, just a few thoughts here. And if you have questions as I go through this, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the Q&A part. Here's a recap of the 4 main, like the structure of not only this presentation, but this is what Lisa does and what I do, and had to like figure this out on my own. But now that I have it, you know, number 1 is figuring out who you are deep down. Step number 2 is learning the foundations of color and design. Very, very important. Number 3 is working in a series. And this is like the way to really get a lot faster and quicker with your paintings. Step number 4 is to be able to speak and write about your work and share it with the world if that's, you know, if that's something that you're curious about. And so right now there's a limited time offer of a course that's valued at over $13,000. And just so you know, I paid for a mentorship with a well-known artist, and I paid $13,000 for 6 months of mentoring with this person. So, and my college education was well over $80,000. So I considered this course to be even more valuable than my MFA. And that's just because I went through it and, you know, I never even took a single painting course. So this is $500 off, which brings it down to $2,000, but you can get started for as low as $400. So that's a pretty good deal. No interest or anything like that. Another bonus is worth $599, and it's my entire original course that's all about how to work in a series, which you don't even pop this open until you get to Masterclass 7 through 11. Okay, so this tells you how to start from scratch, work on 16 paintings, or 16 paintings are what you're going to create in this course. And you're going to end up with a series of cohesive work. So, your personal voice is really going to shine. And then bonus number 3 is if you want to add the pro membership like Lisa was talking about, you can add it at any time. It is a subscription, so it's normally $30 a month, but you can have that for $20 a month. Either you can add it now, you can add it later, you can cancel it at any time. Okay. And then we also have some bonuses. Now, this is if you pay for the whole course in like the full price, you don't choose a payment plan, then you will be mailed these lovely oil sticks, which are really buttery, and they're handmade by Paul Damaris. You'll also get some nice frames and some nice panels from Rex Art. They support my school, and it's $150 value. So that's if you have the single payment only. And we love,
Wonderful products.
yeah, we love. Did you try those Paul Damaris sticks, Lisa?
Yes, they're so luscious, and I just use them a little bit because I don't want them to be gone.
They're so buttery. Now, if for some reason Paul is not able to make them, but as far as I know, he will, but I would make a substitution of the Shivas, which are also great oil sticks. Now, bonus number 5, this is a full-blown workbook. So you can kind of check off, see the little circles here. That helps you to stay on pace. Let's say that you start the Masterclass 1 and you get through it and you're like, oh, I have to go out of town for something, and you kind of want to pick up when you get back. Well, you just look at your workbook and say, oh, I left off here. I'm going to pop right back in there. Plus, there's a way to check every video. Like you say you're completed it when you're done, so that when you log back into the website, which is open 24/7, you can pick up where you left off. And then there is a 2-hour recorded workshop again for the first 25 signups. You're going to have access to this for free, valued at $300. And the title is How to Start Painting Without Fear and Get Your Painting Talking to You. I find that my paintings talk to me. And Lisa is a very great promoter of just letting your painting kind of sit aside and give it time to breathe. We are in conversation with our artwork, and it's something we don't. If somebody didn't tell you that, it's really, really important to understand that you and your painting are one, okay? Your painting is a reflection of you if you're being authentic. And so you can't necessarily rush it to talk to you. Sometimes you have to walk away and give it some time, come back in your studio, and then all of a sudden it starts talking to you like, oh, there's a little bit too much red over there, or that line doesn't look right, right? So it'll start to talk to you. So it's a real simple link, guys. If you leave this Zoom call right now, we're going to close the call pretty soon, but it's just artsuccessmasters.com. Easy to remember because that is the name of the course.
Can we see samples of student work from where they began to the middle process and to the end? I'm curious to see how students evolve with the program.
Great question.
Yeah.
Now, if we were in the Facebook group, yes, I definitely could do that. So I just want to bring your attention to the Pro Grad website, because this is where the new work from this year, the whole last year. Now I can't, these are obviously work in a series. Just find somebody who, like Meg Gaddam, probably has several years here. So each year you graduate, you get to submit a new series. This is her second year of ASM, and she just submitted, this work. This year she has a brand new series, and then you go back, and this is what she did the previous year. Okay, so that's kind of where she started. So every time that you go through the course, now there's no pressure to graduate. That's totally optional. You don't have to do that, but let me go into another person who I know has done several years. Let me just look through here real quickly. So this was titled Sliding Doors. She had 6 works that were submitted. You can see how cohesive they are. Here's the size. They were all quite large scale, 40 by 30 inches. And she has her artist statement is right here. So we do request an artist statement. There's the writing part of it. Here's the series that she submitted before. Another very large scale piece. So in answer to your question, yes, we have loads. If you join the Pro membership group, that's where you're going to see we don't just post finished work in our pro membership group. I want to just emphasize that we encourage people to post their works in progress, their ugly paintings, their sketches. It doesn't even matter what it is, because we're not interested only in finished work. That is not what art is all about. In fact, it's more about the process than the product. And so in the art world and in society in general, it's always about results. But in ASM, it's about the process. And as the older I get, I realize that if you love your process, you're going to be doing great. So the most important thing you can do for yourself is find a process you love, and you'll be well on your way.
To the lady who asked about being 81, don't worry about that. Just paint.
Yeah.
Just paint and let them
Well,
talk to you.
yeah,
We have people of all ages,
we
and
really
you can
do.
do it too.
And the thing about being 81 is that, like so many in our group, we women have been, in many cases, caregivers, caretakers all our lives. And we've never, ever sat back and asked ourselves, what do we want? Maybe our kids have flown the nest, and it's the first time now. You might be in your 80s. It's the first time you've given yourself the freedom to be an artist. And 81 is young, especially if you can start painting. Your painting will keep you very alive and very exciting and very engaged. And you're never too old to paint. Okay. So with that, thank you all. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Porter. Thank you all. Thank you, Lynn, for being here. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Happy
you.
great one, and hope to see you in ASM and Pro. Okay. Bye now.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.